It's hard to believe that there's already been 10 installments to the Super Mario Party franchise before Super Mario Party was even released. Now that it's on store shelves, you'll need to grow a third hand to count how many games are in the series, which just showcases the longevity of the spin-off. Luckily, you'll only need 2 hands to count all the weird Mario Party minigames. Before we get into these wacky minigames, subscribe to TheGamer and ring that bell to join our notification squad so you never miss any of our Super Mario Party videos. Without further ado, let's get into it. Don't Wake Wiggler. Let's start by diving into the minigames you all want to see from Super Mario Party. Thanks to YouTuber GameXplain, we were able to check out some of the 80+ minigames before the game even launched, and they're so good. It was actually pretty hard to find some weird ones, but we knew this fit the bill the second we saw it. Don't Wake Wiggler is a free-for-all minigame with a very self-explanatory goal. You just don't wake up Wiggler. That's all. The thing is, Wigglers are known for being these temperamental caterpillars who could go from big, cute insects to raging lunatics in a second, which you'll experience in the minigame. You get points for each successful time you pet Wiggler, and he gives you an indication that he might be waking up, but you never truly know when he's going to snap. If you wake him up, you lose all of your points, and most likely lose your chance to win the minigame as well, so you have to be cautious. We don't really understand why this minigame is taking place. Just leave Wiggler alone instead of playing this mean game where you try not to wake him up. There's no need to ruin Wiggler's night just because you're betting money on who could pet the caterpillar the most. It just doesn't make sense. What a racket. When it comes to Mario Party minigames, you're always going to see bombs make an appearance. There's just so much you could do with these walking bombs that they fit right into many minigames. Yet, for one minigame in Super Mario Party, they decided to go with just regular bombs for some reason. Not only that, but Nintendo decided, you know what, let's make a 1 vs 3 minigame where players play badminton with these not bombs. That's exactly the premise of the minigame What a Racket, showcased here by YouTuber GameXplain. In What a Racket, one player is given a huge racket, while the other 3 players have smaller rackets. Bombs are slowly falling from the sky in parachutes, and if they land in your half of the field, it's a point for the other team. Of course, the player with one giant racket has a pretty big advantage over the other team. But if the 3 players can work well together and smack those bombs around, then they could get the W. We still don't quite get why there's no bombs. If Nintendo didn't want to use them, even bullet bills falling from the parachutes would have worked. We mean, of course, we don't want to smack those enemies around, but it's still a missed opportunity in our book. Luckily, What a Racket is still a really fun minigame. Toe the line. With 11 games in the main line of the Mario Party franchise, there's only so many different minigames Nintendo can come up with. There have been over 700 of them, so of course, some newer minigames are going to be based off of older ones. This is definitely not the case with Toe the Line, showcased by YouTuber GameXplain. This minigame is very unique, and unlike anything we've seen in the other Mario parties. It's a 2 vs 2 minigame where teams are tied to each other with a rope and must work together to make patterns around the pegs on the board that match the one in the middle. The first team to nail 3 patterns wins the game. If you're not on the same page with your teammate though, it won't be easy. The patterns can get pretty intricate at times, so communication is key. If you're with an AI, just hope he can keep it together long enough for you guys to win. Toe the Line is different, weird, quirky, and we absolutely love it. Train in pain. One of the most interesting additions to Super Mario Party is ally minigames. These minigames can be played with more than 4 players. In fact, you could play with up to 10 total players, and the teams don't necessarily even need to be balanced. That sounds crazy unfair, and it is, but they are so entertaining. The team with the most allies will be at an advantage, that's for sure, but the team with less players could still pull off a win. After all, it's Mario Party. With a little bit of that patented Mario Party luck, anyone can win any minigame. It's a part of the beauty of the game. One of the oddest and craziest ally minigames in Super Mario Party has to be Train in Pain, as showcased in this clip by YouTuber GameXplain. It involves, you guessed it, trains and a whole lot of pain. Each team is separated into 2 trains with a boxing glove in front of them. You must use the boxing glove to hit players on the other team. One entire team must be defeated, or else the minigame will end in a draw. This minigame is a riot. Rhythm Horse Race. Horses are one of the rarest animals in the Mushroom Kingdom, if they even exist in the Mario universe. You just can't find them anywhere. In fact, Mario and friends actually have to travel to Earth to find the creatures, as they've only been seen in the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games series. We even see horses in Mario Sports Superstar for the 3DS, where one of the 5 sports you could play is horse racing for some reason. Out of all the sports in the world, horse racing? Really? Anyway, other than these very rare appearances, we've never seen horses in Mario games, which is why we were very weirded out when we played the Rhythm Horse Race minigame in Super Mario Party, showcased here by YouTuber GameXplain. Where did these horses come from? There must be some kind of intergalactic time travel, or maybe there are horses in the Mushroom Kingdom after all? We honestly have no idea, but what we do know is that if you have any rhythm in you whatsoever, this minigame should be as simple as they come, and you'll be winning the triple crown of Rhythm Horse Racing in no time. We're sure that's not a real thing, but just picture yourself holding up the trophy anyway. The choicest voice. When it comes to Mario Party games, the handheld installments seem to fall by the wayside. They are typically not as good as the main home console games, which is why they're not talked about too much. We're not saying they're bad games by any means, they just leave a lot to be desired. Luckily, we at TheGamer don't feel that way about the games. We gave them a chance and we loved them, just like we're sure many of you have as well. But one minigame from Mario Party Island Tour for 3DS is one of the funniest and weirdest ones ever. Showcased here by YouTuber Vinesauce, the choicest voice is a minigame which utilizes the 3DS built-in microphone. We're sure you all know about games that utilize the mic, it never goes very well, and this minigame is no different. Essentially, you're randomly given a character whose voice you have to imitate. You're given a demo, and after imitating the voice, you hear it back, which is always the funnest thing ever, and are rated by 5 judges. The thing is, if you have to imitate Toad, you're going to go with the high-pitched, raspy voice he has. If you do this into the mic though, it sounds like an explosion of sound that'll probably hurt anyone's ears. We love the idea, but our ears do not. Crane game. You definitely know this minigame from Mario Party 1 and Mario Party 2 for the Nintendo 64. Oh yeah, we're talking about the crane game, one of the weirdest and most frustrating minigames in Mario Party history. Showcased by YouTuber Nintendo Movies, this is just such an odd minigame. The goal is to get all the players into the pipe, kinda like those cranes we all absolutely hated in the arcades. Well, that hate is also in this minigame, as it could get beyond frustrating at times. It's a 1 versus 3 minigame where one player controls the crane, or is the crane rather, while the other 3 players have turned into dolls that shake, because that's totally what they do in real life. Every time you think you got them into the pipe and you're ready to celebrate good times, they wiggle out and infuriate you. Come on, Luigi, you slippery son of an unknown plumber, get in the pipe. You're a plumber. It's your job. See what we're talking about? We're just talking about the game, and it's bringing up some PTSD flashbacks from our N64 days. See, the trick is to go for the extra time clocks first, and then you'll have plenty of time to get those off-putting dolls into the pipe. Piranha's Pursuit. Mario Party 1 was great, but it isn't most people's favorite. That's usually Mario Party 2, and we also low-key loved Mario Party 5 and their surprisingly solid bonus mode. Anyway, back to the OG Mario Party, which is what we'll be calling Mario Party 1 for the rest of the video. Since this game was the first installment and a sort of introduction to the spin-off series, it was a bit weirder than any of the other Mario Party games. This weirdness, which we promise is a real word, transferred into their minigames as well, which gave us Piranha's Pursuit, showcased by YouTuber Nintendo Movies. This is a 1 versus 3 minigame where 3 players ground pound a cloud to make it rain harder. which somehow increases the piranha plant's speed and likeliness to catch up to the player it's pursuing. Yeah, that's literally the premise of the minigame, and to make matters worse, it gets even more ridiculous. The player being chased is on a skateboard in the middle of a jungle because dirt roads are just perfectly made for skateboarders. Totally radical, dude. Unless the 3 cloud ground pounders are in sync, the single player has a big advantage as long as he doesn't hit every single obstacle that comes his way. It's an awesome minigame, but it just makes absolutely no sense in so many ways. Coin Shower Flower. All the minigames we've talked about so far have a clear and distinct winner, but that's not the case with all of them. Some minigames are just for coins. Well, they're all for coins, but we mean these specific minigames give coins to everyone, not just the winner. Everyone hopefully will get some amount of coins, but some will get more than others. When it comes to these coin minigames, none are worse than Coin Shower Flower from the OG Mario Party, showcased by YouTuber Nintendo Movies. This is a 1 versus 3 coin minigame where one player stands on top of a huge sunflower while 3 others are in paddle boats in the water underneath the flower. If a coin drops from the flower, it's a race to see who's going to get it first. What's weird about this minigame is that the coins rarely fall off of the flower since they all land on the flower, right above the single player. Seriously, pretty much all the coins will go to the one player who's on the flower. Coin Shower Flower is so unfair, it's not even funny. Rudder Madness. Back when it was just the OG Mario Party and Mario Party 2, times were simpler. We had a controller that needed 3 arms to hold properly, we still had tube TVs, and HD wasn't even a thing. But that's a thing of the past. Since we now have dozens of Mario Party games, it's a little difficult for Nintendo to come up with some fresh and exciting mini-games. So what did they do? Come up with the most boring and uninteresting minigame the world has ever seen. Mario Party 8 was the first Mario Party game to come out for the Wii, and utilizes those famous motion controls with most minigames. And Rudder Madness, showcased by YouTuber Nintendo Movies, followed the same formula. You had to tilt the Wiimote to steer your lily pad in that direction. The thing is, this is the slowest minigame known to man. It's just riveting gameplay. You slowly make your way through a murky swamp. And when we say slowly, we mean slower than molasses. The first one to the finish line wins. If it's true that hard liquor grows hair on your back, then this minigame will grow hair on your face for how long it is. With so many weird minigames to choose from, it's hard to pinpoint which is the weirdest. What's the oddest Mario Party minigame you've ever played? Are there any that we may have missed? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to The Gamer for more Super Mario Party content. Thanks for watching.